So one thing I noticed at Full Sail was the realism of the whole school, the whole experience. I expected it to have some real life aspects to it. A lot of people, other institutions, they say, we base everything off real life, and then once you start diving into it, it just follows the same script that you've been seeing over and over and over again since grade school. With Full Sail, that is not the case. What I got here is a full realistic approach to the media communications program and to what to expect and working toward what to expect once you graduate. Even in this term, the conversations that we've had have been so realistic and so relatable. Sometimes I forget that I'm in class because it gets so deep to the point to where you don't look at people like, okay, this is my instructor or these are my classmates that I'm talking to. We real people at this point. And that's the beauty of it. And another thing that I noticed when it comes to the realism is that the more that I basically stayed true to myself, the more authentic I was to myself, it made it a lot easier for me to do the work. But it also made me more confident at the end of the day, because the more that I stayed true to myself and the more I just let loose and did whatever I wanted to do, the better my work was and the better my grades were. So that was a real confidence booster. So looking at the progress chart, I would, and I'm being completely honest. And part of this is because I'm so hard on myself. I am my own biggest critic, and I expect more from me, even if I did put in 100%. I would put myself as the mostly reactive, partially proactive phase in the chart, because there is a lot that took place over this turn that I did not expect, that I had to like kind of parlay around and make sure I still made it work the best way for me. And there were some things that I did see coming, or some things I did anticipate, and that I was able to really get a handle on when I needed to, But me being me, I'm always gonna put myself in a reactive phase, because I don't ever want to seem too cocky. I don't ever want to get complacent with my work or get complacent with anything for that matter. So, okay, so if I had to go back and start this month over, one thing I would tell myself is go ahead get everything that you can out of the way. Go ahead, get all, if not all, a good chunk of your work out of the way. Go ahead. Don't wait until the middle of the week. Don't wait until the weekend. Go ahead and get most of that stuff out of the way, because when it comes down to the weekend and when it comes down to stuff like trying to be turned in and stuff like that, you never know what could happen. Anything could happen. I've had instances where I had an emergency. I couldn't really focus. I had instances where, my children were acting up in school, so I had to stop doing what I'm doing, hurry up and go to the school to take care of them, and then come back and finish doing what I'm doing. When had I had already had it done by like Wednesday or Thursday, I wouldn't have had these issues. I could have did what I had to do with my children and still be okay, and not have that work in the back of my mind like, dang, I gotta hurry up and finish this. When in hindsight, I could have been like, all right, I probably wouldn't even thought about it. It probably wouldn't even came across my mind in the first place if it was done. So that's one thing that I would tell myself to do and to implement it going forward. So now what? Honest truth, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways. Time management is very important, and time management will be the key to my success here at Full Sail. With my workload when it comes to school, work, and my family, and being an important aspect in other people's lives, time management and me prioritizing my work and the people that are around me is very important. also being proactive. And when I say proactive, I mean like taking the initiative to meet other people, engage other people, and the network. Because in this day and age, and in the media communications industry, you can't be a troll. You can't be, somebody that's, you can be an introvert. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert, but you have to understand how to communicate and engage other people at the same time. So for me, networking and meeting new people, learning how to actually engage people and actually talking to people so I can learn new things from them and they can learn new things from me. I know I have some things to offer, and I would love to see what other people have to offer also. I feel like, your network is your net worth. So that will be one of the main things that I focus on during my time at Full Sail.